So for today, we will talk about people in the M&E. Next slide, please. And Human Resource Management, HRM, is defined as activities that attracts, select, and manage employees. So basically, human resource management is a multi-phase discipline that not only manages administrative tasks but also plays a pivotal role in shaping people for the management. HRM plays a crucial role in M&Es where a great diversity of people work together at multiple locations and where people frequently have to move between locations. There are three distinct approaches to international HRM. First is people sent abroad by M&Es. M&Es or multinational enterprises assign employees from the parent company to work in foreign subsidiaries. This approach ensures alignment with corporate cultures and facilities knowledge transfer. The next one is local employee in subsidiaries abroad. These M&Es hires employees from the host country to manage operations in foreign subsidiaries. This approach leverages local expertise and can enhance responsiveness to local market conditions. And lastly, the institutions and the resource-based views to shed further lights on these issues. So basically, this perspective emphasizes the role of formal and informal institutions in shaping organizations' behavior. It suggests that M&Es must navigate and adapt to institutional environments of both home and host countries to succeed in international operations. Next slide, please. So as you can see, the approaches to managing people. First one is ethnocentric. By appointing parent country nationals to key positions, companies can maintain a unified corporate culture and ensure that management practices align with the headquarters. Typical top managers at local subsidiaries, parent country nationals, advantages can be implemented most consistently. Skills based at home is fully utilized. Next one is polycentric. This strategy emphasizes the importance of local knowledge, cultural understanding, and market insights to effectively manage operations in diverse international environments. Typical top managers at local subsidiaries, host country nationals, advantages are local adaptation through local knowledge, career opportunity for local staff. And last one is geocentric. This involves staffing key positions with the most qualified individuals. Regardless of their nationality, organizations can tap into a diverse pool of candidates, ensuring the most competent individuals are chosen for critical positions. And typical top managers at local subsidiaries are a mix of parent, host, and third country nationals. The advantages are utilization of broadest worldwide talent pool, equal career opportunities for everyone. Next slide, please. Expatriates. So basically, the meaning of expatriates is employees assigned by multinational enterprises to work foreign subsidiaries, play a pivotal role in bridging the gap between corporate headquarters and international operations. Their contributions are multi-phase, encompassing knowledge transfer, cultural integration, and strategic alignment. The first one is strategies. Expatriate in strategic roles are responsible for designing and implementing subsidiary strategies that align with M&E's global objectives. They integrate local markets insights with the parent company vision, ensuring cohesive direction across borders. This role is crucial for maintaining consistency and achieving long-term goals. Next one is monitor. In monitoring capacity, expatriates oversee subsidiary operations to ensure compliance with corporate standards in performance metrics. They conduct audits, assess financial performance, and ensure adherence to company policies, thereby maintaining control and accountability within the subsidiary. Next one is ambassador. This serves as ambassadors by representing the MNE's interests in the host country. They build and maintain relationships with local stakeholders, including government officials, suppliers, and customers. This role is essential for fostering goodwill and navigating the political and cultural landscape of the host country. Next one is daily manager. As daily managers, expatriates supervise day-to-day operations within the subsidiary. They lead local teams and manages resources and ensure that daily activities align with both local needs and global standards. This hands-on role is vital for operational efficiency and local team cohesion. And lastly, trainer. Expatriates also function as trainers, imparting knowledge and skills to local employees. They facilitate training programs, share best practices, and mentor staff, thereby enhancing subsidiaries' capabilities and ensuring alignment with the MNEs. Next po.
So, selection of expatriates on this slides, we overview on how expat are selected and what they contribute to international assignments. So, what are expat can bring? So, international capabilities, psychological capabilities, social capabilities. So, intellectual capabilities, these are cognitive skills such as analytical thinking, problem solving, and the ability to understand complex business environment. For example, expat engineer from Germany transferred to a new plant in the Philippines may use advanced problem-solving skills to optimize production processes not previously used in local context. Next is psychological capabilities. So this refers to the mental and emotional readiness to adapt in new environments, including resilience, curiosity, and openness. For example, a manager sent to Brazil may face challenges with different work ethics or time management norms. So psychological adaptability helps them to stay composed and adjust effectively. Next is social capabilities. So this involves communication skills, the ability to build relationships and function well within teams. So, for example, a marketing executive working in Japan will need strong social skills to navigate indirect communication styles and develop trust with local partners. So, what is immersion approach? So, immersion approach involves placing the individual directly into a foreign setting where they must learn by doing and adapt in real time. So, they learn by doing instead of having formal training. So instead of months of training about China, for example, instead of months of training about Chinese business culture, an American manager is immediately assigned to lead the sales team in Shanghai, so they can learn nuances of hierarchy, communications, and negotiation directly through experience. So on the other sides, we can see the figure about factors of expatriate selection. So this diagram highlights three key influence on selecting expatriates. So corporate headquarters preference focuses on what company wants, so technical skills, loyalty, and organizational knowledge. So for example, a tech firm may select a long-term project leader to a new overseas R&D centers because they deeply understand the company proprietary systems. So next is subsidiary preference. So the host country or local office may wants expat with cultural knowledge, local language skills, or ability to connect with local workforce. So, for example, yung French subsidiary may prefer a bilingual expat who understand European consumer trends to lead regional marketing efforts. So, next one is individual preference. So, discover the expat own career goals, compensation expectation, and family consideration. For example, yung finance executive may decline an offer in the Middle East due to family discomfort with local customs. but accept a role in Singapore, wherein international schools and amenities suits their family's needs. So selecting the right expatriate involves balancing. So what the company needs, what the local office prefers, and what the individual wants or can manage. So successful expatriates bring combination of intellectual strength, emotional resilience, and social agility. So the immersion approach ensures that they gain deep. So first-hand experience, though it also requires strong personal adaptability. Next is expatriates in action. So in this table, we see the challenges of expatriates face while working abroad. So especially the stress caused by trying to meet expectation in unfamiliar environments. So what causes stress of expatriates? So stress can happen where there is a mismatch between what's expected of an expat and what they are able to do in new environment. So expectation comes from headquarters. So headquarters, the company may expect fast results or high performance. Expectation from local employees, they may expect leadership or cultural understanding. From yourself, they may want to prove their skills or succeed quickly. And from their family, they may expect comfort, safety, or emotional success. So, but expats often face limited local knowledge. They may understand local laws, norms, or business practices. In new work type, the job may be different from what they've done before. And lastly, the family, their spouse or children may struggle to adapt to the new country. So, culture shock. What is culture shock? So, culture shock is the confusion or discomfort an expert feels in the new culture because everything is unfamiliar, like language, food, customs, or work style. So, paano nagkakaroon ng imbalance? So expatriate stress happens when expectations are high, but the resources of ability to meet them are low. So often worsened by cultural shock. So for example, imagine a French executive working in China. Their company expects them to boost sales in 6 months, but they don't speak Mandarin, so don't fully understand local buying behavior. And their spouse feels lonely. This mismatch between expectations and their currently ability to cope leads to expatriate stress. So stress came from pressure from yourself, company, and family versus the limited ability to adapt. So culture shocks worsen the situation. So managing expectation, offering local trainings, and supporting family can reduce this stress. Next is, in this figure, shows the culture shocks from honeymoon to normalization. So this figure shows the emotional journey of expatriates as an adapt to living and working in new country. So it shows how the emotional well-being challenge over time through different stages of culture shock. So from excitement to frustration and eventually to adjustment. So anticipation stage wherein the culture shocks begin. So anticipation, yung emotions dito is excitement mixed with anxiety. For example, yung Filipino engineer gets a job offer in Germany. So before departure, he feels excited about new cultures and work experience, but also anxious about language and weather differences. So that may incline siya sa honeymoon period. So emotion dito is high, so full excitement and curiosity. So in the first week in Germany of Filipino, everything feels new and interesting. He enjoyed trying German food, sightseeing, and experiencing efficient public transport. So after ng honeymoon period, magde-decline yung emotions sa frustration stage. So, yung emotions dito, magda-drop, reality kicks in. So after months or two, frustrations begin. He struggled with German bureaucracy, misses Filipino food and family, and feels isolated at work due to language barriers. So work stress increases. He might feel regret or even consider going home. And then, lastly, ng stage is normalization stage. So, emotion dito is stabilized na. So, gradual adaptation. So, eventually, he find Filipino community in the city, start learning the language, make local friends, and adjust to the workplace culture. So, things begin to feel familiar. He feels more in control and emotionally stable. So the emotional journey of expat is natural. So it starts from high honeymoon, deep frustration, and climbs back to normalization. So support system like training, cultural integration, or expat communities can help smooth this transition. So next reporter, please.
Boss, cut na muna, boss.
Expatriate in action. Where are those and don'ts? Don'ts are physical exercise. Help reduce stress and maintain mental and physical being well. Next is meditation and relaxing techniques to maintain anxiety and improve focus during cultural adjustment. Next is stability zone, such group in your cultural community to find comfort and familiarity. Next is meet others in similar situations as fellow expats and internationally experienced local. Can provide emotional and practical support. Next is modified expectation on the job. Be flexible, adjust your standard accordingly. Next is decorate your home away from home with items reflecting your own heritage. Surround yourself with familiar items to encourage homesickness. Don't blame the home nationals. Local people are custom show disrespect and can damage relationship. Blame the company. Expressing dissatisfaction about your employer can harm your reputation. Blame your sponge. Avoid directly your transaction and loves one's intense offer manual support. Next po. Next slides. Returning expatriate returners, professional and re-entry. Career anxiety, uncertainty about their career growth or job security upon return. Work adjustment, returning from leadership position abroad to lesser or less autonomous role and quarters. Loss of status and perks. Expand benefits often despair and repatriation. Private life. Social disconnect. Friend, family, and former workers may have moved on and cannot related to a spirit experience. difficult for response and children adjustment more on the life back home. Family adjustment. Spouses and children may also struggle to reduce, especially after building lives abroad. Next. Returning expatriate. After 8 years in China, one returned to Germany said, it is nice that my team member actually gave some feedback on my idea rather than just wait for me to make all decision, but the decision is never ending. They always have something to say. It takes so much more until people actually do something. Many retail film company promise future rewards for accepting of over-risk assignment. When those accepting arrangement, it can cause resentment and disarrangement.
Multinational enterprises aim to reduce the reliance on costly expatriates by training local employees to take on new key roles. The key points: reducing expatriates. MNEs focus on cutting the number of expatriates, having them train local staff or long-term sustainability. Employee development. In countries like China, MNEs establish career development plans to reduce turnover, including attracting committed workers, offering competitive compensation. HRM context. Human resource management is shaped by both local and international laws and practices. MNEs that invest in local talent development and adapt to local regulations ensure better success abroad. Debates and extensions. Next. Next pa. Debates and extensions. Multicultural teams. Effective multicultural teams rely on members' awareness of cultural diversity and open-mindedness. While some disagreements can help team learning, leaders must manage conflicts to avoid emotional disputes. Structuring team interactions, like letting someone other than the boss lead meetings, can encourage more open participation. Non-traditional assignments. MNEs are increasingly using short-term and flexible assignments, such as contract for work, specific tasks, commuter assignments, global virtual teams that connect top talent from different locations.
Debates and extensions. Granted traditional assignments. In recent years, many MNEs have moved to shorter assignment and non-traditional form of expatriation. For example, contract work, hiring expert for specific staff. Employers are hired for a specific period or project. In short, contract basis. Commuter assignments. In simple way, employees commute to their country for work in another country. It can be weekly or bi-weekly. Global virtual teams. Employer work from their home country while managing operation in other country. Next po. Implication for action. Be curious. need to know formal and informal rules of the game governing HRM in all regions of operation. Be curious to have a strong desire to learn. Next is be competent. Develop organizational capabilities that drive business success. Develop skills, knowledge, and abilities. Be courageous. Challenge the leaders of your firm to take people and career issues seriously. In short, is face your fear. Be caring. As guardians of talent, HR managers need to nurture and develop people. You need to show concern and kindness. You need to show concern and kindness to others. Okay na po